Selected iPhone 12 Pro Max device. So this is a preview of that particular iPhone 12 Pro Max. Here you have only text hello world with the padding. Here uh, let's integrate the API. For example, I'm taking this API, that is iOS Academy courses. So in this we have name and image. So all JSON object contain the similar kind of key values. So I just want to integrate this API into the application. So let's go ahead with the integration. Whereas we have to display all content into the list. So for now I am deleting text hello world. It will give the error here because it should expecting some written value in the body. For now I am using list. I have to display the content in the list, and I have to give the some navigation for list. So I am writing navigation view. It's not auto capturing. Location view, yeah, this one, yeah. So I just take navigation view here, and below list we have one image. So for now the image name I have using system name, this is SF symbol name. So I'm using some pencil here as a placeholder, and I'm going to resize that image, and I have to set the frame for a particular image. For frame width and height, for now width I need to give some amount of 90 or height 170, like that. Alignment, it's be leading that, and I should give the aspect ratio for image also, right? So I need to give some aspect ratio of image. I just want to give fit for now. Let's give the frame for image. I just giving the frame as 100 and height as some 80, and alignment I'm giving the leading here. And now just set the background for image. So here background is color, I just giving gray color, so it is applied here. See the preview, it is background is changed to gray color. Now let's concentrate on the text. So the text should be displayed beside the next to the image, so that I can use some edge stack, because their image and the text is displaying horizontally. so that is the reason I just taken H stack, that is horizontal stack. Now let's give the text here. For now just give the sample text to display. For now I'm giving some random text here. Let's see, here is the pencil text and image. So this is the what UI. Now we have to add some title to the navigation view. So here H stack is completed for here, and go over to the list, and here the list is completed here. So I just tapping on the list, okay, and tapping and navigation title. Just I'm giving the title here, course menu. So it is got updated here, course menu. Now UI is designed for our expectation with the static and empty static data. Now we can go ahead with the API integration. So for API we should need some view model, right? In the same class I am taking another class model to fetch the data from API. So I am declaring class here, but the class name I am giving content view model. So I'm not giving any here anything, and just I'm writing function to fetch the data from API. So there is no parameters and no return type, just tap and tab and relating the statement between the fetch parentheses. Now let's write the URL try the God statement. Let URL is equal to URL with the string. So we can give the string here. In our case the string is URL string is this one. So I just copied here, and this is the string. Now we return gotlet, right? It needed else case. That's in else case we should return only some return value here. Then go ahead with the URL session. Let task is equal to URL session not coming URL session. Yes, this is the URL session dot shared dot task with we need a completion handle data task with request and completion handler, it will return data, URL response and error. So just tap on enter here, give the URL request as URL, completion handler, we have a completion handler, just tap on that completion, enter on completion handler, and it will give the data, URL response and error. Now give the value data and response, error, error. Now just take the data and error, so just it will take the, we can take in do catch loop, do, and it's a good practice to write in do catch. Just here we are converting to JSON. So now let courses try JSON decoder, write the JSON decoder and dot decode the course value. In our case it is COUR courses dot self and data. So for now, where is this courses dot self? So it has the courses dot self is a model. I just entering here and making another model structure. So courses here, and it should conform to the protocol hashable as well as codable. Just give the names whichever available in the API. So these are the name is the one key value, image is the another key value. Just put here the declaration name, it is a string type. I'm just giving the string type here and declaring image also same, image string. Let's copy this structure here and paste it here, courses.self. Now the error got resolved here, but it's showing another error called the clauses is using to provide the default when the option values contains. So the data value is optional, it's showing the optional here. why it is showing optional. So we are not to, yeah, why? Because we are not using this data anywhere, this responsive data. Just take that data, use the data variable here. Just make sure God let data equal to data, and take the error equal to nil. Then so if error equal to nil, then we can convert the data here. Now in catch loop we should return if any errors are occurred while getting the response from API. Now here again it's showing the warnings here. We have defined the task, but we are not resumed anywhere, so we should resume the task here. Then the warning will be resolved. Resume. Now see the warning is done, it's deleted. So here another warning is it showing. So we are not using the courses variable, so the constant courses is itself here for data to, in order to avoid the strong reference cycle for this variable. Again it's showing two warnings, so we'll resolve this first. Just click on the warning, it will showing that replace the let course with underscore, because we are not using these courses, so that is the reason it's showing the error. So for internally we have to store the courses. We just converted to the JSON, and we need to store somewhere with the variable. For that we needed some published property wrapper. So I just returning published key property, variable writing courses with the type this model, type has this model, and initially I am giving empty model. Now we just created the published variable here. We have to use here to store the JSON object we just created, right? So courses dot equal to this one, this courses. So make sure we can write in a dispatch queue for this. It is again showing cannot assign value type courses. Yeah, we just created is a array, but we are not assigning as a array, so we can convert this also to the array, because we are displaying in a list of items in the table view, right? So we can give the array format. That is the reason it's showing warning. Now the warning is result here. Make sure we can write this storage in async. We can copy this code and paste it over here. Now the total service call is done in this fetch method to the content view. We can use this content view model in the content view to represent the data and to pass the data to the view. So here just declare a state object to render any changes to the view. Just declare state object view model content view model. I have to use this view model in the list to pass the data from model to view model and view model to view. So I have to use this view model. Before that, the edge stack will be displayed on the list right. So we have to write for each loop for every item in the list. Why? Because it has an array. The courses is array. The JSON is array, right? So we have to iterate to the each courses of model. So writing for each view model dot courses, just pass the ID here dot self. So just open the curly brackets here and closing it list. Now we have to write some response value, one variable, this is course as a completion, course as a completion. Now go to the text here. Up to now we have received course object. Now we can go to text here and we can use that course object dot name. It's shown like white page because we are not call the onload screen methods. We did not add any onload screen methods. For now, just hide the canvas here to clear picture of code. Up to now we just use the course name. We can write the image later once we load dynamically name on the table cell, list. We can concentrate on the image. Now on loading of this view, this content view, we should call the service and it should call the view model to get the data. So after writing the navigation title here, and this is the navigation view, I just take here with yes, in list we have to display the values of image and text. So just dot on a pair of view, we can call view model dot fetch. We already implemented fetch method in a view model. Just go up and see the method here. We already implemented the API call here. Now we just use the view model dot fetch. Let's run the code once. Before that, just tap on the editor option and open the canvas. Just tap on the live preview and just tap on the play button here, top left corner, and the build got succeeded. Now it's showing empty screen. So see the problem for empty screen. It's track is the one, and for each class is the one. Yeah, the list one is here. So yeah, we can hide this and paste over here because the list is ended up to here only, right? After that we have written title for navigation view, right? So again run the application once and see the output. We can give the padding later once we load with exact text value and image. Yeah, see, this is the output. We just given some placeholder value for pencil, like we have used some SF symbol here, and these are the dynamic value of from the API. Now let's concentrate on the image, how to load the image. Before that, we can give some padding around this row, each row. So just click on the Xcode and we can have some padding over here at stack because image text is under its stack. So enter here dot padding, give some 4 and it loaded with the some value. Again I am running the application, it will loading with some padding around the list image and text. Here see some padding is around the image and text. We can have write text titles with bold or regular. We can play with that. Now we can concentrate on the image, how we can download the image from API. So in SWIFTUI they have introduced new concept, new async image predefined methods are implemented. Here we are not talking about any catching mechanism, just we have to call loading image from API with the simple flow. Later we can play with caching mechanism and customized image URL sessions. For now we just using the async image to load the image within the stack. So here we return the code for image. Let's write the code and just commenting this code, image and resizable, and the aspect ratio also you can comment all related image commented or the all. Actually iOS 15 and above we can use the asynchronous image to get the image data from service. For now I just customize the URL image with a separate structure. I just took separate structure for URL image in a separate layer, so it is returning some view and it has some URL string and image data with a state variable. So this body will expecting some view. In this we have written data, so this data is available, then we can return the image from data. We can get the image from data. I just applied here image with resizable with aspect ratio and frame. Similarly at first time it loading, it not entering to the this flow, right? So and for that reason I written else case, image with the placeholder value, and at first time call we should call on appear call, right? We should written some URL session for URL image, right? So that is the reason I have written on appear. On appear I just written fetch data. The fetch data is here the function. In this I have written just string from URL, and if the URL is present then apply the URL session dot shade on the particular URL. From that closure we can expect a data self dot. I just given self data equal to data. Already we have internally defined state variable of data. Whenever there any modifications in the data, it will apply on the preview. So that reason we can use data here. Now I just resume the task here and go ahead and run the application. So it is not an iOS 15 code. If it is iOS 15 code, we can directly use asynchronous image. I just customize the layer with URL session as a separate image layers. Just run the program. Let's see for the output. See, this is the output. Thank you very much.